Welcome to this week's edition of Friday Night Fever. I'm Jim Holder. He is Andy Lee, the one and only. Thank you so much for joining us. Division play tonight began not for everybody, Andy, but in 5A and 6A. Of course, it continues in 1A. And we had some weather issues up north, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, some lightning kind of encroached on some of the games. I know some, HW buyers, some Potts Camp TCPS actually had lightning delays, but I saw some lightning, but no delays where I was.
No delays where I was either, thankfully. So you'll see some scores that are not in. They will be in later because some games are still going on, but we'll have those for you there on our ticker at the bottom of the screen as always. We begin with our busy lad game of the week. It is South Pontotoc at Mooreville, and showing you the highlights of this one as both teams take the field. We're ready to go in this one. Of course, South Pontotoc's Michael Bradley coached and played at Mooreville at one point. Here we go. Eli Allen of South Pontotoc mishandles the ball there, so Braden Martin's going to recover for the Troopers, and Mooreville cheerleaders are smiling. They like that play, and then there's Ryan Davis here to Kason Mitchell up the middle for a 15-yard gain. Mooreville would have to settle for a field goal attempt, and it would be 3-0 Troopers after the field goal. Here it is, Blake Patterson, and that is true, and 3-0. So South Pontotoc trying to answer. Eddie Ivy. If it's not a South Pontotoc highlight, we don't have Eddie Ivy on here. 25-yard gain, and this made it 1st and goal. And then Allen to Ivy again. South Pontotoc fans fired up about this one. That's a touchdown. South Pontotoc taking the lead. This is a back-and-forth game for a while, but in the end, give South Pontotoc the win. They spoil homecoming for Mooreville. 36-17 is the final.
Baldwin at North Pontotoc. That's Can Man, given to the class that donates the most canned goods to the Pontotoc Food Pantry. This year's winner, the first graders at North Pontotoc Elementary. Congrats to them. Opening kickoff of the game, and we have some fireworks. Brendan Fields finds a seam, and he gone down the right side, 80-yard to the house. And just like that, North Pontotoc up 7-0. And there's the Viking. He's loving it. It's like he just came back from a Grateful Dead concert there with a tie-dye. Baldwin trying to respond. Corian Doss with a first down, but Baldwin would have to punt. Hunter West, first down run for the Vikings. A couple plays later, worked so well. Try it again. It's Hunter West with another first down. Now this drive would end with North Pontotoc turning the ball over on downs, but the Vikings cruise to a 35-7 win.
Have scores on the ticker shortly, I promise you. At least I promise you. Falkner at Okolona. Homecoming at Okolona, Andy. What a nice homecoming for us. They were over there behind the goal post. Watch some good action. In fact, Chieftains were up 20-0 after one quarter. Here's Jacoria Stanfield. And watch him here, Andy. Breaks some tackles. He just can walk the rest of the way in for the touchdown. And it was 26-0 Okolona at that point. Ensuing possession for Falkner. Lane Elliott, he's had a big year. Falkner came in 2-0 in their division, but he's going to be picked off here by Jacoria Stanfield, and he's going to make another nice return. He's going to turn this one deep into Eagle territory. Finally brought down. I do get out of the way, as you see. That would lead to a Daniel Young. Watch this run, Andy. And this is another one where I'm going to have to get out of the way or back up. Yeah. Young down the sidelines. That's a nice juke, and he's just going to score there. Made it 32-0 at that point, and Okolona is going to go on to the victory tonight by the final of 39-0.
Thrasher visiting Myrtle. This game being played at B&A Park in New Albany. 21-8 Myrtle in the second quarter. Thrasher's Easton Boren rolls and just throws one up. It's intercepted by Myrtle's J.T. Hudson. So the Hawks in business. First play of the drive, and who else? A.I. Nugent. Big run for the Nuge into Thrasher territory, and then he just keeps churning those legs. That's another first down run for A.I. Nugent inside the 5-yard line. On 4th and goal, a pitch to A.I. Nugent. He's got the touchdown fever. Yeah. And Myrtle takes a lead 27-6. Thrasher trying to respond. Sean Dalton Weatherby with a nice first down run. And then a couple plays later, Sean Dalton Weatherby with a long pass. It'll be caught by Corey Hatch. But as you see, Myrtle wins this one 54-22.
Welcome to Shannon, the home of the Red Raiders, where we're playing Clarksdale tonight, and we're about to get the W. Let's go Raiders!
Thank you. Appreciate that intro. I've been promising to put him on forever. Finally got him on tonight.
In the Michael Vick jersey, too.
Yes. Opening kickoff, though, Shannon fumbles. Not a good start. The Wildcats would recover, but the Red Raiders defense would step up, so Clarksdale had to settle for this field goal. and that made it 3-0 Wildcats. Shannon would respond, though. Jordan Gilliland back to throw, finding Eric Rogers, and that is going to go for a first down. And then, well, it's going to be Rogers out of the shotgun. I guess this is the Wild Raider. That's what I'm calling it anyway, and it works. It's a touchdown. Fans were saying he's going to score, and he did. 7-3 Red Raiders at that point. They were up 20-3 at halftime. Shannon goes on to win. He promised it. They delivered.
He called it.
34-15. Red Raiders get the win.
To Union County, the second annual Unicup between East Union and New Albany. Bulldogs trying to take a 2-0 lead in the series. 35-6 New Albany at halftime. An opening kickoff of the second half. Zach Ball, a big kickoff return into East Union territory. And then a couple plays later, these guys love it, Isaiah Corin with a 23-yard touchdown. And they had a running clock in the second half. New Albany takes a 42-6 lead. East Union goes 3 and out on its next possession, but get a little sign of life here. It's a muffed punt. East Union recovers, so Kevin Walton's club just trying to get some confidence, maybe get some points on the board. Ty Walton to DeJuan Hubbard, big first down, but it's
nice play.
Gets in, yeah, very nice play, but look at Hubbard. He gets flagged for unsportsmanlike conduct there, and New Albany too strong tonight. They go 2-0 in the Unicup series with a 42-12 victory.
Tupelo hosting Hernando tonight. It was homecoming. Of course, you have to have a homecoming queen, and this year it is Ashlyn Anthony. Congratulations to Ashlyn Anthony being homecoming queen for THS. Golden Wave was down 19-14 at halftime. Peyton Puckett looking deep for Jordan Jernigan. That would have gone for 6 most likely, but it's incomplete. Trent Hammond's team trying to dial something up, but Hernando back on offense. Ladarian Darden stopped here by Adam Miller. Nice lick, and Hernando would have to punt the football away. Tupelo's next possession, J-Rock Williams, because why not? You know, we had a 76-yard touchdown in the first half before we got there. But this goes for a first down play. And then Puckett going to the air again, looking for Jernigan this time. But watch, Kelly Smith is going to get the interception. A lot of scoring. None of it happened while we were there naturally. But we can tell you that Tupelo does indeed get the win on homecoming by the final score of 43-31. Tupelo winning its division opener. So Trey Hammond's team off to a good start there.
Good win there. It was homecoming at Amory as the Panthers hosted the Houston Hilltoppers. Of course, it's been an emotional last few weeks for Houston, who played their first game since one of their players, William Anderson, died last week. There's his jersey being honored on the sideline. Opening drive for Houston, Jalen May maneuvers his way into the end zone to give the Hilltoppers a 6-0 lead. Extra point good. Now Amory's turn on offense. At the goal line, Casey Ivey gets the carry and punches his way into the end zone to tie it at 7, reigning player of the week. Houston takes the lead back when May throws a bomb to Kevin Diaz, who falls into the end zone. So it looked like a shootout developing in front of our own Evan Hensley's eyes. The May show continues with his 10-yard carry to extend the Hilltopper lead to 14. But May isn't done yet. He'd get his 3rd touchdown of the first half, make the score 28-7. In the end, Houston wins 41-21 over the Panthers.
Houston, a big win for them on the road. By the way, that game included the last 3 players of the week, Hunter Jones of Amory and also Casey Ivey of Amory this week and Jalen May of Houston. So there you go. WTVA's Evan Hensley, as you mentioned, covering this game tonight. He's going to join us now live from Monroe County with more. Evan.
And like you guys just said, the Hilltoppers spoiled homecoming for the Amory Panthers tonight with a 41-21 win. It was the Jalen May show tonight as he registered all 6 touchdowns for the Hilltoppers, 5 on the ground, 1 throwing a passing touchdown. And the key was to slow down the player of the week last week, Casey Ivey, who rushed for over 300 yards. And they did a relatively good job. They clearly made it an emphasis today on this week's game plan, as Ivey did score 2 touchdowns, but they did struggle to move the ball down the field. And the Hilltoppers did play tonight's game with heavy hearts, as with William Anderson, a player on their team, passed away just 11 days ago. I talked to head coach Ty Harden after the game, and he told me that the last 2 weeks have been 2 of the hardest weeks of his entire life. Both schools honored the life of Anderson through multiple ways throughout tonight. One of the most it brought a smile to my face to see them bring, both teams brought a number 78 jersey out to the captains when they were doing the coin toss. It was a great moment, and the entire audience absolutely loved it tonight. And now for the Toppers, they will now travel to Choctaw County on the road, and they improved to 4-1 on the season as they look to continue a good stretch of ball. And for the Panthers, they do fall to 3-3 on this season, but they will travel to Itawamba AHS for a in-conference matchup. For now, reporting live in Amory, Evan Hensley, WTVA 9 News.
All right, Evan Hensley live from Amory. Thank you so much. Nice gesture, of course, by Amory and Houston, and of course West Point and some other schools honoring William Anderson as well tonight. I want to mention real quick, you're seeing those scores at the bottom of the screen. Some of the scores that you're not seeing, East Webster won their game tonight, by the way, but some of the scores like TCPS Potts Camp, late start for them tonight because of the weather. Also Oxford and South Haven, that was delayed until tomorrow, as was Tishomingo County and Holly Springs, just to name a few. I got to talk about our Instagram contest. We have it each week, Andy, for our band and cheerleaders of the week. This week's winner is, you know, because you told me, because it was at
Mooreville.
Mooreville, yes. We're going to hear from the band in a minute, but the Mooreville cheerleaders are going to take us to the break.
We're the Mooreville High School cheerleaders, and you're watching Friday Night Fever. Go Big Cheerleaders!
Interesting.
That was frightening.
Exactly. But interesting. We like different. We like that. Our band of the week from Mooreville High School. Great job by them. Welcome back to Friday Night Fever. By the way, more than 3,000 likes on Instagram this week. 1,600 to 1,400. So congratulations to all of them. But Friday Night Fever, of course, Jim and Andy, scores on their ticker. Well, some are already with the games that are final anyway. Some are going late. Continuing with highlights, two undefeated teams, Winona at Water Valley. And it would be the game from Death Valley. It would be Winona who would get off to the quick start, opening drive of the game, and Darius Coffey, the key man here, as he takes the option 34 yards, steps out at the 19-yard line. Same drive, Coffey again goes 8 yards out for the score. Tigers are up 7-0. You know, they moved up from 2A to 3A. People thought, well, they might struggle. Hadn't struggled so far. Water Valley not the start they wanted because there's a turnover. You got Evans Bays picks off Blaine Clark. Blue Devils would recover. They'll get some momentum later. A block punt set up a run by Jacob Trust to tie it at 7. In the end, it came down to the end. Winona gets the win. They're still undefeated. Down to the wire. 21-20 was that final.
Two great teams. Olive Branch visiting Saltillo. The Conquistadors up 14-0 in the second quarter. 8:31 to go. Saltillo trying to get on the board. Jameek Murphy with a nice 25-yard run. That's a first down for the Tigers, and the mascot says, hello. Then Murphy gives to Ethan Smith. No gain. Tigers have to punt. In the end, Conquistadors win this one 26-6.
All right, Lafayette County at West Point's division opener in 5A. Of course, West Point's defending 5A champion. We've mentioned that. Lafayette County struggled in their first year in 5A last year, but they've had quite a start this season. Both teams are 3-1. Coaches talking a little strategy early. West Point's, though, striking first. Timothy Mays, the touchdown. Green Wave band loving it as West Point has an early lead. A few plays later, Lafayette's quarterback, Randy Anderson, the quarterback keeper. Gain of 10 yards and a first down, getting there close to the goal line. And that would actually lead to a fumble. Looks like they were going to score. West Point would recover. Came down to the wire in this one as well. West Point hangs on for a win at home, 14-13.
Aberdeen hosting Itawamba AHS. Remember, the school was evacuated earlier in the day with a possible gas leak, but they had the game. There's Freddie Fields looking for someone to find, and he's pushed out of bounds. The drive would stall. Clint Hoots likes that defense, as do the Itawamba cheerleaders. And then Itawamba scores a 56-yard touchdown on this play. Final score, it was close for a while, but Itawamba AHS pulls away late to win 26-8.
You're having a nice year. Time for the Social Media Center. Daniela Orpeza taking a look at what's happening on all of social media tonight. Daniela, what's going on?
Yes, it is week 6, and like last week, we've received several of your pictures, and we will get to this week's social media. But taking a step back, I couldn't Pass this up from week 5. Look at this little Pontotoc warrior. Monica Shoes shared this post on Facebook, tagging us in it, as well as hashtag Be a Warrior. He looks like royalty. And speaking of royalty and bouncing back to this week, Tyrone Avant tagged us on Twitter. His daughter is this year's Vardaman homecoming queen. Would you look at that crown? Also on Twitter, these not too happy Eupora fans. Blake McMullen tagging us in this picture saying, Squirrel is disappointed, but Eupora fought. And back on Facebook, Corey West sending us this photo of some Hilltopper fans. Such sweet smiles from Bree, Bailey, and Holly. I'm sure it helps that Houston had quite the lead. Now, tonight's game was the first time the Houston football team took on another since the passing of William Anderson. The 15-year-old fell ill during a JV game 2 Mondays ago. And our Evan Hensley was at tonight's game at Amory. He tweeted this picture saying this was the special decal that Houston wore in remembrance of Anderson. And Alvin Ivy, what would I do without you? He sends us this photo of some West Point fans. What a nail-biter they had tonight. The Green Waves pulling out a 1-point difference win over Lafayette County. And homecoming season is here. Check out this stunning group at our Busy Lad game of the week. This is the Mooreville homecoming court. Just wow. And from Lee County to Calhoun County, yes, Queen Nevia Armstrong is this year's Calhoun City homecoming queen. She is working it. Also working it is this Wildcats fan and their mascot. Keep those photos coming. We love it. Remember, tag us, and you can do so with the hashtag WTVAFNF. Until next week.
Danielle Lower pays a great job as always. Lots of folks.
Homecoming season.
Homecoming season. Yes, all 3 of my games tonight were homecoming. Well, actually all 4 if you count Mooreville.
Oh, wow.
Yes, how about that? Stat of the night. Friday Night Fever, Jim and Andy. Scores rolling in on our ticker. Belmont got a big win at home of their close arch rival, Red Bay. Continuing with highlights. Speaking of arch rivals, the Schooner River rivalry, Bruce at Calhoun City. And Calhoun City was up 20-7 in this one. And, well, Calhoun City, Bruce with a nice tackle. Calhoun City's defense, though, stepping up as well. Again, it was 20-7 for quite the longest time. They're at the Boneyard. And then Trojans with the punt. And Darius Hill, he's been on every Calhoun City highlight, I think, this year. And why not? Here's another one.
They always find those running backs.
Exactly. Take it to the house there for the touchdown. They had 26-7. Wildcats would go for 2 and make it. And Calhoun City goes on to win by the final of 60-7.
West Lowndes at Vardaman, scoreless, block punt, Vardaman scoop and score. That's how the Rams get on the board. Exciting stuff. PAT no good. West Lowndes would answer. Jarquavius Sanders runs it in. 2-point conversion good. In the end, West Lowndes downs Vardaman 40-26.
Wayne Academy at Oak Hill. Let's get the highlights in this one. Chris Craven, coach. And it was homecoming there as well. Cheerleaders are fired up. We'll get to the action. Oak Hill defense with playing some strong as they'll make the stop on this play. Somewhere there's a ball carry, but he was stopped. A few plays later, the Raiders defense making another stop. Tyler Oswald here. Where's the football? There it is. In the end of this one, as he runs around, 6-3. Wayne Academy. Fine.
Calhoun Academy hosting Manchester Academy, not out of England.
No.
22-6 Manchester. They try the fake punt, feeling a little frisky with the lead. It does not work, so they turn it back over to Calhoun Academy. And Calhoun Academy makes that turnover pay off. Cody Pruitt launches one, and it's caught by Andrew Haas. That's a touchdown, 22-12. The 2-point conversion would be good. Makes it a 1-possession game. But the final, Manchester Academy wins 50-22.
Manchester Academy came into that game undefeated on the season. They are now 5-0. Want to mention real quick, and you see these scores rolling here on the bottom of our screen, all these finals. Once again, if I remember correctly, Oxford and South Haven will play tomorrow. That's in South Haven. They had the weather issues up there tonight. Tishomingo County at Holly Springs, I believe there's a noon start tomorrow. Smithville H.W. Byers was called early. Smithville was up 8-0. The way it was phrased, it was called, so
Won't
If they're going to resume. We'll see what happens as far as that goes. But anyway, these scores you see, we're posting on our website, WTVA.com. Also want to mention real quick before we're out of here, college football tomorrow, Mississippi State at Kentucky. Battle of 3-0 teams. Also, Ole Miss hosting Kent State. I'll be there in Oxford. We'll have those highlights tomorrow night. That's going to do it for Friday Night Fever. Andy and I are not done. We're going to stay here until we get it right because we've got Friday Night Fever on Fox. That will begin in just a few minutes over on WLOV. More highlights, more scores, more bands and cheerleaders. What else?
Everything, man.
Everything.
We got it all. Punt returns, block punts, touchdowns, you name it.
There you go. For Andy Lee and our entire staff, I'm Jim Holder. Have a great night. Take care.